The year is 2017, I'm 16 years old, and these are my last 2 weeks of 10th grade. Our final assignments have already been submitted, so that means these last 2 weeks, we aren't having formal classes. We're just filling a 180-day public school quota. So I don't bring my backpack to school. I figured I don't need it. But like a dumbass, I left my phone in my backpack and didn't realize until it was too late. This wouldn't be a big deal except for one thing. We were supposed to meet after school today. We being my girlfriend I've been dating for a month, and myself. I was supposed to give her this t-shirt I'm wearing in this picture right here. And I'm not sure how to meet her since she goes to this fancy private school that looks like Hogwarts. It has entrances inside of entrances and it's just confusing. But fuck it, I'm not gonna back down. Not in the name of love, baby. I hopped on the train and I asked one of the guys I was with to let me log into my Snapchat so I could message her. I did, and she confirmed we were still on. So all good, right? Well, don't underestimate the fact that 16-year-old me was really fucking stupid. I didn't know how to get to her school from the train stop without a GPS. So I asked one of the homies who got off with me if he could show me how to get to the school. He gave me verbal directions, but I assured him I was way too much of a retard to understand. He basically gave me an I'm not sure, I don't really know kind of answer. So I just decided to do what any good American would do and bribe him. I made him a deal that I would buy him a cream soda at the Poppy store. And if you're not from Philly, a Poppy store, it's just a bodega. Don't ask me why we call it Poppy store, but that's besides the point. Moral of the story, everyone has a price tag. I'm just lucky his was very cheap. As soon as we left the Poppy store, we heard a terrifying sound of thunder that sounded like the distorted 808s you would find from your favorite SoundCloud rapper at the time. In that moment, we realized there is about to be a storm the magnitude of those in the Old Testament. So, we start fucking booking it. No umbrella, no raincoat, just cream soda, a Chance the Rapper t-shirt, and a heart full of love. When we finally got there, we looked a mess and fit the stereotype of the public school scum coming to dirty up the prestigious private institutions. I told her we were waiting for so they didn't think we were lost homeless kids looking for a place to spend the night or something. We waited for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then she came out. I had this big, goofy smile on my face. I gave her a huge hug, and the t-shirt that I had surprisingly kept from getting soggy and gross. My friend bounced while I waited with her at the bus stop for only a couple minutes. I gave her a kiss on the cheek, then she hopped on the bus. I remember having a really uncertain feeling afterwards. She didn't seem that happy to see me, and a month later, we broke up. And I kept coming back to this moment as foreshadowing that things wouldn't work out. For years I thought this, but I didn't fully understand why. Now I think I'm beginning to understand. And I hate to say it, but falling in love is desperate. You lose sight of a lot when you fall in love because it's different from loving somebody. Loving someone is peaceful and subdued, but falling in love, it's using another person to chase a high. But unfortunately, we live in a culture that acts as if happiness and peace are the same things, but they aren't. A junkie is happy when he gets his fix, but he's not at peace. To make a long story even longer, I eventually got back together with this girl my senior year of high school. However, it wasn't because we matured and became an improved couple. It was because we were afraid to face the world, so we decided to go back to a comfortable place because growing is scary. Coming of age is terrifying, but stagnating is even worse. We had the same relationship issues we did in 10th grade that stemmed from communication and not being honest with each other. And I know that's the reason every couple has for breaking up, but it's true. And it hurt me even more the second time. I got my hopes up. This is it! But it wasn't. I still remember the last time I ever saw her. It was the bus stop by what used to be the trolley car diner. Pretty fitting that the restaurant we had our last date at doesn't even exist anymore. I know that sounds cheesy, but I don't care. It still breaks my heart. However, I learned from it. And honestly, I want us to run into each other. And if we do, hopefully we can see each other as people. Not as things that can make us feel good, not as boyfriend and girlfriend, but as humans that are kinda flawed and looking for purpose in this crazy world. Maybe that's an unrealistic fantasy, but I've gained a lot of perspective over these 6 years since I was the kid running in a thunderstorm in the name of love. and I'm sure she has too.